Welcome to Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Highlights, exclusive team interviews, and behind-the-scenes access to Huntsville's only D1 program all season long. We're breaking down the plays, reliving the big moments, and getting you geared up for the next big battle. It's more than just football. It's 150 years of Bulldog pride. And now join us on our journey with our host, Ty Floyd.
Welcome to this week's football review. I'm Ty Floyd. Alabama A&M topped Lane College 49-7 with a big second quarter and 7 forced turnovers. Eric Hanley settled in during his first start, and Victor Barbosa hit a career-long 47-yarder. We'll look ahead to Bethune-Cookman, all that and more with head coach Sam Shade.
Alabama A&M University is celebrating 150 years of Bulldog excellence. Join us for our Torchbearer Reception Program, bringing together alumni, supporters, and friends for a year full of fundraising events. Each Torchbearer event has a goal of $25,000 in honor of 2025, and you can lead the charge. By becoming a Torchbearer host, you'll invite fellow Bulldogs to join the campaign and make an impact. Learn more and register today at aamu.edu.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 4 of the Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, here with Alabama A&M football coach Sam Shade. Now, Coach Shade, 49-7 victory. How were you able to get it done?
Well, it was an interesting ball game. We started off in the first half and, kind of didn't really get it going the way we wanted to get it going in the first quarter. But things picked up for us in the second quarter and continued through the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, we kind of just coasted on into the victory.
Eric Hanley made his first career start. Started out a little shaky, but was able to find his rhythm. How do you evaluate his performance?
Well, I thought that first quarter was a little bit shaky for Eric. He had the interception in the red zone, which that was tough right there. He kind of threw that ball behind the receiver a little bit. But he picked it up after that. He really did pick it up after that and got it going.
Early on, your defense set the tone with 2 safeties. How important was that fast start in giving the team confidence?
Well, our defense did a really good job of getting us on the scoreboard early like that with that first safety, and then they come back with another safety. And, we had a big field goal from Victor Barbosa that put us up 7-0 in the first quarter, and then we got it going offensively in the second quarter.
Speaking of Barbosa, he hit a career-long 47-yard field goal. What does that say about his growth and consistency for the team?
Well, Victor, I tell you what, he's really been taking the coaching from Coach Amos Jones, and he's been taking it to the field. And, just really proud of him the last couple weeks, particularly at Tennessee State with the big kick. And then he follows that up with a 47-yarder, which is a long for him in his career. So just real excited for Victor.
Penalties and stopping the run, that was the point of emphasis over the past couple of weeks. Last night you were able to do it. How were you able to do that?
Well, it just felt like defensively, guys just did a better job of being where they were supposed to be, and felt like we attacked the football and made some good stops and things like that by holding those guys to 82 yards rushing. That was huge for us. That was big.
So you were able to get it done. Now, how are you able to keep it going, especially as we head into SWAC play next week?
Well, we just got to keep doing our job. That's the big thing is guys have got to keep doing their jobs, being where they're supposed to be, and making plays when they have opportunity to make plays defensively.
The second quarter was the turning point, 21 unanswered points. What clicked offensively during that stretch?
Well, we had some incompletions and things like that in the first quarter. Had some drops in the first quarter. And so the second quarter, we just executed better offensively and also defensively.
So it's running back by committee here. So I'm going to ask you about 2 of your running backs. Colton Nero found the end zone. What do you like most about the way he ran the football?
Well, I think Colton, he just gives us a tough, hard-nosed dimension where he's a downhill runner. He's a north-south runner, runs extremely hard. When guys come to tackle him, they got to want to tackle him to get him on the ground. And so that's what he brings to us as far as just that dimension that we really hadn't had.
Ryan Morrow, Caden Dixon also added significant yardage. How much confidence does it give you to have multiple backs that are capable of producing like that?
Well, we knew coming into the season that we were going to be that type of backfield where we were going to play a number of backs because all of them bring something to the table, but they're all different in their styles of running. So, like I said, Nero, he's that downhill north-south runner. Ryan Morrow, he's more of a slasher type of runner. And then also you go to Isaiah No, who actually got in the end zone also. His style's a little bit in between both of theirs. And then Caden Dixon, man, he's a home run guy. I mean, he's a track guy from Texas that can really run. So, we wanted to try to get him in there also.
Caden Dixon, he also plays on special teams, and he's one of those guys that's the first one to get down there. He has a track background. How important is it to be multifaceted in the game of football?
Well, it's very important. A guy like Caden Dixon, because, obviously he's not our starting running back right now, but he gives us so much on special teams, on kickoff coverage, on punt coverage, things like that. So, he's just a very versatile back for us.
All right, Coach, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we have more on the football review. Hands it off to Ryan Morrow as a fake, passes it, and it's intercepted by the Lane Dragons. Jersey Chubb was able to make that interception, and he's pushed out of bounds. Lined up in the pistol, takes a snap, drops back, he slips into the Bulldog end zone.
Lane is going to have to learn some footing. Quickly.
Sky Forest hands the ball off, and it's fumbled, picked up by the Bulldogs, and dragging a few defenders with him. Eric Hanley lined up in the gun, makes the pass to Davion Walker, and it's a touchdown for those bad Bulldogs. Davion Walker. Hand off to Nokinkwo, who goes up the middle in between the tackles, has one man to beat, stays on his feet, finds the end zone, and it's a touchdown for those bad Bulldogs. Up in the gun, Nero to his left, hands the ball off to Nero, bounces to the outside, is chased by a dragon, stiff arms another dragon, is still on his feet, keeps going, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown for those bad Bulldogs.
Wow, what a run by Nero.
8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. There's a shot downfield, and it is picked off. But I like to see Tucker Jr. in the game as he takes the snap, rolls to the outside, passes the ball, and it is picked off by the Lane Dragons. Official is ran over. Dragons into the end zone. They're on the board for 6. As the Bulldogs come out lined up in victory formation, they take a knee, and the game is going to be concluded at this point. Bulldogs up. Bulldogs won the game with a score of 49-7.
Dear Bulldogs, look at you. 150 years of get up and go. And are you done yet? No. See, back in 1875, all we had was our belief. No voice, no right to dream. But now, everyone wants us on their team. So let's power forward and give back. With you on board, our legacy is right on track. Love the future.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm Ty Floyd here with Jeremiah Hudson Davis. How you doing today, J Hud?
I'm doing all right. Had a good day of practice today.
I know that's right. So you joined Alabama A&M from Miles College with Coach Shade. What stood out most since arriving, and what's clicked for you in the secondary?
Initially, I'd say the culture. Being here is very enriching culture. I enjoy being able to walk around campus and seeing all the different things, all the festivities going on, seeing the Bulldog Creed in the locker room. It's all a big culture, a lot of things going on that I enjoy.
As someone seen as a leader, what identity do you want the secondary to carry, and how are you helping shape that tone under Coach Schelling?
I would say playing hard, playing smart. It starts in meetings, just going through plays, installs, understanding where everybody got to be and knowing how to play fast and play hard. It's hard to play fast and hard when you don't really know where to go. So initially it started with installs, knowing what's going on the field.
In 2024 at Miles College, you tallied 94 tackles, 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions. How did producing at that level build the mindset that you're bringing into this defense?
I would say I've always had the mindset. Shout out Pops. Pops blessed me with that at an early age. It starts with, honestly, just the small things like weight room, attacking everything, attacking practice, attacking sprints, gases, weight room, meetings, just going at everything head first, not necessarily backing down from anything, just being upright and going at it head first.
What's part of your personal story on or off the field you'd really want fans, teammates, and incoming players to know about Jeremiah Hudson Davis?
Initially, I would say I am originally from Dayton, Ohio. Shout out A.D. Bryant. Shout out my dog, man. But I transferred as a sophomore in high school during COVID. And I transferred to a school, Fairfield High Preparatory School in Birmingham, Alabama. And it was a big shock, especially moving during COVID. And that also helped put me in the mindset of, attacking everything, because moving away from home at a young age ain't easy, especially moving 3-4 states down south. So that definitely helped me with getting the mindset to be who I am today. And it definitely got me where I am. So, yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I hear from you is adaptability. Yeah. How are you able to adapt to all these different places and situations?
I would say it started when I was young. My dad was my first football coach for real, so he's always putting me in positions to kind of think on the fly, being ready to maneuver any position I'm put in. I played quarterback when I was younger, so being able to just adapt to any and everything as a quarterback or even as a DB, you got to be reactionary. So I would say that's where it came from.
Considering the traits Coach Schelling very loudly emphasizes on defense, what strengths do you bring to this DB room that you believe will push Bulldog defense forward this season?
I say attitude and just an understanding of the game. I approach the game of football, really life period, with the attitude to win at all costs. I say bam, by any means necessary, win, get the job done. So I feel like that's the mindset I bring to my defense, and just supporting my teammates. Beyond B, Nick, two guys that's here with me now, but are crucial to the defense. So being able to stick to their side and helping them, and them helping me, and just gelling as a defense, as a group, collectively, playing for each other and not for ourselves.
Somewhere behind who sits in front of me right now is a little boy who fell in love with football and just never looked back. What would you say to him right now if you could talk to him?
Keep going. It may not look like it's too bright at the moment, but keep going. It's always a part of the process. Trust God, understand that God ain't gonna put you in a position you can't handle. So just trust it. Trust the process. Trust the process.
Trust. All right. So look into that camera right there and tell us exactly who J Hud is and who that Alabama A&M defense is.
Jeremiah Hudson Davis is a man of character and integrity, man of God, but also a leader, not just on the field, but as a person. You don't necessarily even got to be in the classroom, but being around people, I am a leader. And I stress that not only to myself, but the people around me. And from this Alabama defense, you will get 4 quarters of smash mouth football.
Welcome back to another segment of 100 Yards with Brian Howard. I am here with Alabama A&M defensive coordinator, assistant head coach, Chris Schelling. Coach, always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, B.
Coach, you came to the Hill from Miles College. Talk a little bit about that transition coming from Miles to the Hill.
Well, I had been on the Hill 4 years before, and I knew the atmosphere, and it's a lot greater here than it is at Miles. Miles is a small venue, Division II venue, and they're more of a band school. So football wasn't their thing.
Right.
And here, they love the band and the football team. So this is a great atmosphere. The city is great. It's not so much as being in a bad neighborhood or anything like that. So it's a great location, and the fans love football here.
Coach, you were at Miles with Coach Shea. He obviously brought you over. What is it about Coach Shea that you like working with him?
Oh, he's just a great guy. He's just a personable guy. And, it's all about relationships. I never had a relationship with Coach Shea until we went to pro football, because he was an Alabama guy and I was an Auburn guy. So, we built a nice relationship as rookies together in Cincinnati. And, he's seen how intense I was about knowing the plays and my football IQ. And so that was one of the reasons that he gave me this job.
You touched a little bit right there about being an Auburn guy versus being an Alabama guy. What was it like playing on the plains at Auburn?
Oh, man, I still remember those days. I wish I could get back to those days. It was absolutely fun. Pat Dye brought me in there, and he was one of my all-time greatest coaches. And, after he left, we still had that bond of guys there. And Terry Bowden came in, and he brought some offensive mentality, because we always had been a defensive school. And we got a little offense, and shoot, we actually got a national championship now, as we said, 93.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach, who inspired you to get into this profession of coaching?
Well, I had a high school coach named Dan Regal. He was a great guy, and he helped me with my family, and being a football player. So, it taught me that football can be my life, and that's what it has become. That you have family, you go to war with people, you play with them, and you know what type of character they have, that they'll show up on time, that they'll be there, they'll be accountable. So, that's one of the things great about football, that it teaches you a lot about life.
You touched a little bit about winning a championship at the University of Auburn, at Auburn University, but you played professional football. You've been a champion at that level. What have you been able to teach these guys here at Alabama A&M?
Well, I tell them all the time, all I do is win. On every level, I've won a championship. So, I'm back here. We won one national championship in 21 when I was here, and it's time to do it again.
Coach, get you out of here on this one. What kind of food do you like to eat?
Well, I like all kinds of food. Even though I'm a diabetic, I need to stay away from carbs. But I love chicken dressing. That's my favorite meal that my mom used to make when I was young. So I'm a turkey chicken dressing man with that Giblet's gravy.
Coach Sheldon, it has been a pleasure to have you here on 100 Yards. Thank you again and wish you the best this season.
Thank you.
We are Alabama A&M University, a world-class institution where future leaders prepare to make their impact on the world. Here, education isn't just about learning, it's about leading, with nationally recognized programs in STEM, agriculture, business, and the arts. We are inspired by our rich heritage and bold future, carrying the spirit of the Hill with excellence. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, here with Coach Shade. Now, let's talk Trey Abner. Consistently a receiving leader, finds the end zone. How does his versatility impact your offense in different situations?
Well, Trey's a big part of our offense. He's a guy that he makes plays down the field in the passing game, gives defenses some matchup issues with linebackers and safeties on him, because he's really like a receiver in the passing game for us. But, also he can block in the running game, so just gives us a lot of versatility at the tight end position.
And speaking of versatility, Davion Walker had a 48-yard reception, that flip field position. How valuable is his ability to stretch defenses vertically?
Well, that's big. He's a guy that defenses have to be aware of in the down the field passing game. And so, I think he loosens coverage a little bit for us, and allows us to throw some of those shorter intermediate routes because of him being able to take the top off the defense.
He's often given a lot of space to work. What have you seen in him during camp, over the course of the season, that gives you that confidence in him to say, we'll give you some space and let you handle it?
Well, the thing about Davion is that he got here for training camp. He wasn't here in the spring. He wasn't here this summer. And he's gotten better since he's been here. He really has, and that's a tribute to him. He's put in the work to put himself in position to make the type of plays that he made on Saturday night.
Your defense allowed just 82 rushing yards, huge improvement from previous weeks. What adjustments were made to be able to stop the run more effectively?
Well, actually, coming into this ball game, we've been stressing it, and we've been, really just stressing stopping the run game and guys being where they're supposed to be, being in their gaps and things like that. And we did a better job of that in this game on Saturday.
Jalen Wright led the team with 7 tackles. What did you see from him in terms of leadership and setting the tone defensively?
Well, actually, I felt like it was a team effort. I know Jalen had 7 tackles, but, really felt like it started up front with our D-line doing a good job, and then the next level, the linebacking group doing a good job also of being where they're supposed to be. And so it was a team effort, being able to hold those guys to under 100 yards rushing.
The defense forced 7 turnovers overall. What stood out to you most about their execution?
Well, I just thought that our guys flew around on defense and were active and very, just very productive. And when they got to the football, they had the right intentions.
Your coaching staff brings a wealth of knowledge, and on the defensive side, you have coaches like Ronald McKinnon, Marco Coleman, Chris Schelling. How important is their wealth of knowledge being able to be put on the players so that they go out and have games like they did yesterday?
Okay, and also you forgot Coach Kenyatta McCoy also
Yes.
on defense. But no, all four of those guys, they do a great job with our defense. Just getting those guys prepared and things like that, and really they really push our defensive players to go out and play to the best of their abilities.
Because of the score, you were able to rotate a lot of different guys in. How important is it for your team's development for guys to be able to get reps?
Oh, that's huge. I mean, it really is because it's hard to simulate game action in practice sometimes, and so I thought it was really good. We had a great crowd on Saturday night, so that's the one thing you don't get in practice. You don't have a crowd out there watching and cheering, and so I felt like that was really good for a lot of our younger players to be able to play in that type of environment.
This week begins SWAC play. How does that mindset shift now going into conference games that are on the schedule?
Well, I don't think it necessarily changes, because we played 4 ball games now, and the competition is the competition. But we're going on the road. I think that's big. Starting out on the road at Bethune-Cookman. They're a team that they're 1-3, but those first 3 ball games, they played 3 really good football teams. They played 2 FBS teams first, then they played a really good South Carolina State team. So, we feel like Bethune-Cookman, I mean, they're a good football team, and they're probably excited about conference play just like we are.
Bethune-Cookman, led by Raymond Woody, when you look at them as an opponent, what are some things that stick out to you?
Well, I feel like they're much improved from last season. I think they really are. Some of the film that we've been able to watch, which hadn't been able to watch a lot, but they just seem really much improved, and they've got some players that can make plays on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and so we're gonna have our work cut out for us.
What's the biggest point of emphasis in practice as we prepare to go to Daytona Beach?
Well, it's always the same for us. We feel like we've got to be able to run the ball on offense. That's a big one for us. Then defensively, we got to be able to stop the run, and we want to dictate to offenses, hey, you're not going to be able to run it. You're going to have to pass it. And then the emphasis is also on turnovers. Winning the turnover battle is huge with us. Meaning that we're taking care of the football on offense. Defensively, we're taking the football away. So that's a big one. Those 3 right there. Those are big ones for us.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for tuning in to the weekly football review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, Sam Shade. Make sure to support the Bulldogs as they head down to Daytona Beach to play the Wildcats. As always, go Bulldogs.
Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Your support is important to us and the outstanding student athletes here on the Hill. We encourage you to support the entire athletic program and become a season ticket holder, or be a part of something much bigger and become a torchbearer. Visit AAMU.edu for more information. Until next time, stay connected and go Bulldogs!